Our second match in today's video sees 18th place Ipswich Town playing host to 3rd place Nottingham Forest, and Ipswich they lost their last match away at Crystal Palace, a game in which there was a number of chances created, but the quality was lacking in the final third. Although both sides combined for an XG of 4.74, the game was settled thanks to a real error in the Ipswich Town defence. This was a deflected pass presented Ismail Assar with the one-on-one. He lifted the ball over the on-rushing goalkeeper to hand Palace a 1-0 win. In terms of form, that result was Ipswich Town's 3rd consecutive loss in the Premier League. They host the Nottingham Forest side who faced Manchester City in their last Premier League matchup. The early kick-off was devoid of any real quality, and despite Manchester City bossing the possession, they never really created anything of note. Similarly, Forest also failed to generate even one XG in the match, but they did have the deciding moment in the game. In the 83rd minute, Callum Hudson-Odoi's strike gave Forest the 1-0 win over a poor Manchester City side. In terms of form, this win did break a brief 3-game winless run for Forest in the Premier League, and that win over Manchester City saw them cement their top 3 spot for yet another week. Champions League football may be on the cards if Nuno's side managed to handle the remaining fixtures this season. When we look at the head-to-head records, these sides squared off relatively recently in the FA Cup. The match finished 1-1 after 120 minutes, with Nottingham Forest coming out on top in the penalty shootout, 5-4. The last league fixture also saw Forest pick up a narrow 1-0 win. The match was settled by Chris Wood's penalty. When we take a look at the numbers, this probably was the correct result on the balance of play. Despite Ipswich Town taking more possession, it was Forest that won out on every other major win predictor, and their expected goals was around 2.5 times that of their visitors. My prediction for today's game is that based on current form, it is hard to see past Nottingham Forest in this one. They're motivated to keep adding to their point tally and secure that 3rd place spot and earn Champions League football next year. In order to do that, they shouldn't have too much trouble against a relegation threatened Ipswich Town, who despite playing some decent stuff at times this year, are starting to run out of ideas. Nottingham Forest to win for a full stake here in bet number 2.